Hello, everybody. I'm Govir Go Home, and welcome to GVO After Dark. This is season 6, episode 2. It's all part of Third Rail Thursday. It feels like it's been forever since I've done this. It is all part of Third Rail Thursday, where a combination of myself, M&M Rails, and Tim from They Make It Like That, we show up every single week, every single Thursday night. We got you covered. Tim likes to do graffiti, if you haven't noticed. I like to run some trains, also, do a bit of work on the layout. And Mark likes to show off his dog. And we like seeing Lily. But he'll also run trains as well. Absolutely. And then, of course, GVO After Dark, which is always the last Thursday of the month. Unless there's 5, then randomly some weird guy named Dave shows up. I don't know how that works, but he does. We are going to say hi to everybody in the chat real quick. If I can go all the way back up to the top. Looks like Wigwag got a cookie. And there's Mike H.O. Trains and Mr. Brian Ferguson and John. One of 50 Johns. Dundas Junction Model Railroad. James is ready. And, of course, Roger Coleman. And Chris from CP Whiskey Creek and N-Scale. How's it going? And a whole lot more. John Train, BFGR. And Anthony. How's it going, Anthony? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Dwight Curley. And Luca. I think I saw Luca there. And Glenn. How's it going? Split Rock. Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Anthony Dodge and the Model Train Outsider. And Mr. Bubs. Mr. Bubs. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Find yourself a seat. Find yourself a cold beverage. We've got a show tonight for you. And then there's John and Ronald. How's it going, guys? And Ed from Happy Valley Hobbies. How's it going, Ed? Bonjour from Montreal. And Dwight has been a member for 11 months. Thank you for the support. Love that support. Now, of course, I can't do this show ski on my own ski, so I'm going to bring in Mr. M&M himself, not the candy, but the guy.
I love you so much. You're the best. I love you. Oh, hey! Woo! Thursday night, baby.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, a little too good. Well, what's that you got there?
Oh, just a new locomotive that I purchased.
Oh,
impulsively.
Nice. Impulsively? Is it really impulsive when you hang out with someone who loves Via as much as me?
Yeah, true. Every time I decide to buy a locomotive, you pop up on my shoulder, and then the angel pops up my shoulder. Angel says,
so I'm automatically the bad one.
No, I didn't say that.
That's terrible. I just want
save your money. Yeah. So yeah, about it.
But yeah, no, we're going to take a look at a couple of new locomotives that you have. Mine are in the mail, so they didn't make it. They didn't make it in time. So hopefully next month, by the time I do another a live like this, or in general, we'll be running P42s together, possibly. That'd be
possibly
fun.
Nice.
Now, Tim is also going to join us. Tim from They Make It Like That, but he will be showing up in maybe T-minus 30 minutes or so. Yep. So stick around for that. Obviously, Tim, we always like hearing from him. And we've got a great show. We've got a Mini Prince Mini of the Month that I have to unbox. Or, I mean, it's not really in a box. It's a It's a mailer, bubble mailer. And then we've got the streaming schedules for March. And so, of course, some announcements. The new models with Mark. That's what I called it. I dubbed the little segment "New Models with Mark."
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
I know. I only used half a brain for that one. So be careful. I might use my full brain for something someday. And then some other new announcements. It's been quite a year so far with all the new train announcements, all the new models and whatnot.
Yeah.
Things that are showing up really soon. Yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. James has been a member for 29 months. When you hit 30 months, it's I don't know. Maybe I'll get you a hoodie. Do you want one of these, James? Do you want a hoodie? I think I might have to do that because at 29, 30 months is like a long time. So we'll see. Hey, Kevin.
When James hits 30 months, he'll no longer be in 29 months.
That's right. So as far as next month, and there's going to be a bit more of an explanation to this because, of course, March is whatever, but more of an April. If I'm looking forward to April, which I'm not looking forward to April. So the company I work with, just to kind of give you a bit of a background as to the why and the what. The company I work with has been, I don't want to say in hot water, but I mean, we can call it whatever we want. They're just making a lot of cuts. And luckily I was not the one getting cut because then, I'm like, well, I need to buy model trains. And of course I need food. Right. But they're just making a lot of cuts. And that includes me working consecutive weekends. I think for the past 7 or 8 years, I've had a very specific schedule. And that would always lead me to have Wednesday and Thursday off, like every week, except if there was like if I was on vacation or whatever. They're taking that away from me. I lost that. And that means I'll be working every other weekend. So, yeah, that kind of sucks because now my weekend is very sporadic. And I have no idea how it's going to look. So, will Third Rail Thursday still happen? I have no idea. But I hope to... Yeah, I know, right? I should be playing like dramatic music during this because it's like I have no idea. So, it's really tough. Hold on a second. There we go. For the past 6 seasons, I've showed up and you've allowed us into your living room. Mark is trying not to cry right now. But hopefully, this is not the end of Third Rail Thursday.
Is that good for a short? Take that clip for YouTube Shorts.
You're crying, I'm laughing during the entire thing, but hopefully. I just, I like to add a little bit of, drama to it. But, honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen going forward. But we'll work something out. We'll make sure that Thursdays are not totally destroyed. I mean, we already do a good job of ruining it. But, we're going to see what we can do. If I have to, like, switch every single one of my weeks so that I'm off on a Thursday, or to make sure that I can still do at least my Thursday, Two of the weeks I know I need to be here on a Thursday at least. So hopefully I can figure something out, but I have no idea because I don't know how my April schedule is going to look until at least mid-March.
Yeah.
So
we will adapt. We will overcome. We'll persevere. We got through this together.
Absolutely. A great example of that was last month when I was out of town and yeah. High five. When I was out of town heading to Springfield, and you and Dundas Junction Model Railroad actually hosted episode 1 of season 6. We're in season 6 right now.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking about this before the show. I mean, we usually like to have a good laugh before we have a good cry, right? So basically we were talking about, this is episode number 58. We're almost there. We're almost at 100 episodes, which I don't know what we're going to do when we get to episode 100.
Probably perfect our high five.
Yeah, they say when you look at the person's elbow, you never miss.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We'll try that next time. We'll try,
Okay.
if I see you in person sometime.
Oh.
But yeah, they say if you look at the person's elbow, you never miss the high five. Now everyone's at home looking at each other's elbows doing one of these. It's fine. It's fine. That's what we do. But
Okay, I have a request. A request has come in from my wife.
Go on.
For episode 100, she wants me, you, and Dave. She said in a basement, but I think she means your basement.
Yeah. Doing those big shows that you used to do when you were first starting out.
Doing a live show. There it is.
That's true. A classic. Yeah. The throwback.
Also, I see that I'm ignoring James on purpose. I want to see how frustrated James gets. I'm ignoring his question. James loves when you ignore his questions.
What was he asking? Question mark.
I will.
That's not a question.
I will answer the question. James, I will answer your question soon. Don't worry.
Yeah. So as far as the schedule for March, we've got Tim from They Make It Like That. He'll be on the 7th. The 14th, it's going to be a very special show because this guy right here, he's going to come over.
I might unbox my baby next week. No, 2 weeks. Sorry.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, he'll be coming over. We'll be running trains, and it should be good. I've got a whole bunch of new sections of the layout that I've been working on lately this past month. But we'll get into that later. So that's the 14th, and then the 21st, Mark will have his own show, and we have no idea what he's going to do.
I'll give you a hint.
Maybe he'll start a small fire, I think. How much do you love that new logo?
Well, my wife's just over there, so it's okay.
In comparison, it's just stuff.
Lily, cover your ears.
And of course, on the 28th of March, we'll be back here for hopefully not the last GVO After Dark ever, because that'd be sad.
Don't say that, man. Don't say that.
You know what? That reminds me of the 90s whenever, the sad Sarah McLachlan songs would come on. Please, give generously. Mark needs our help. But, it is what it is at that point. But I'm sure we'll let you guys know so that you're not out of the loop completely. So but yeah, so that's March schedule. And of course, every Sunday I'm still doing the brunch build, the Sunday brunch kit build, and we even have a special coming up that we'll get to very shortly. You're going to want to hear that, especially if you like building wood kits. Does that
Wigwag?
I think Wigwag knows. He knows. James knows. I know they know. because they like wood kits. That's how I know they know. But and of course, every Monday, our Canadian counterparts, James and Trackside Mike, which I didn't call him Trackside Mark that time because I always get Mike and Mark mixed up. It happens. Somebody's got to change their name. Off the Tracks Monday at 7:00 every
Great
Monday.
show.
So make sure.
Great show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Every single week. It's either on one of their channel or the other one's channel. You know, there's only 2 to choose from there. So, but they always do a great job. Should I do the unboxing, the unenveloping?
The unbagging?
Yeah. It's like a bagging of unbagging or enveloping. So it's Mini Prints. Mini Prints always sends out a. I'm pretty sure now. Obviously, it's been a while since I've done this, so I gotta. There we go. Okay, Mini of the month, $29.99 US, and you can sign up, and they send you a random little box here. Sometimes they put stickers in. It doesn't look like there's any stickers this month, but that's okay. So yeah, so it usually gives you a little detail thing there of what is in this, but I'm just going to open it. I didn't read it. I'm just going to see if I can guess most of this.
Is this a March package?
No, this is February, I think.
Okay.
I was writing this on Valentine's Day and thinking about how much I love making many things for this hobby that we share, which is pretty cool. Okay. Oh, okay. So this might be part 2. So if you saw last month's, I got a little, the little ice machine that you find out front of 7-Elevens and all that.
Yeah.
He put the ice decals in this one. Yeah, I was like, dang, now I got to find decals. And he added it.
Nice.
So if you're consistent with it, then you get all of the parts. Okay, so this one has a lot of stuff that I'd have to trim, but I might have to add this to my paper mill or same type of thing there. Now, I know you can't hardly see it because there's a lot of other stuff in the way, but you know those sky jacks or the scissor lifts as they call them?
Oh yeah, neat.
It's in there. It's in there, but it's like, yeah, because of the way you got to put it so that those supports support everything.
Yeah.
You kind of have to cut those off of there. But there's a scissor lift in here. That looks pretty cool. I like that. What? Okay, I got one of these last month, but you know what? I could totally use more of these. And I don't know if it's a different size. I'd have to check the other one. But it's another trash bin. And it does come with the little doors that you put, and you can have them opened or you can have them closed. And it's really good if you've got either, like obviously a garbage factory, or like waste disposal. Also, scrap metal. So you could put like a nice little AIM logo on the side of that. That'd be kind of cool. I think I might have to do that. So that's pretty cool too. Waste disposal bin. Actually, I'm wondering something here because I've got this Beaver lumber truck that I got from a friend, and it actually on the back of the truck, it supports the whole thing.
There you go. Paint it green. Good to go.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So if you find the right truck, you take the backing off, and then that'll go right on top, and then you've got somewhat of a, I don't know how well that'll work, but that's pretty cool. I got to put that down without breaking it now. Oop. Okay. So we've got the scissor lift, the jack. We've got little wooden barrels. You get 6 of those.
Cool.
Yeah, that's neat. And what are these? These look like kegs. Little metal kegs. Are they kegs? Yeah, stainless steel beer kegs and American standard barrels. So those are the barrels, and these are the. If anybody needs a 6-pack, there's your 6-pack. That's really cool. And then there was a couple of other items here, and I just want to check them out because they're in their little Ziploc baggie. What are these? Oh. It's you dirty rat. I know you can't see it because it's blurry, but there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 rats.
Oh, jeez.
And here's the question: at what point does a mouse become a rat? Is it because if a mouse is indoors and then as soon as it goes outside, it becomes a rat? Is that how that works?
No.
Is it? Are they all mice until they snitch on you and then they become a rat?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That has to be. That has to be it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so I've got there's wagon wheels in here. And there's a couple of other things. They look like little glass bottles. So they might be beer bottles and little baskets. It's got a little bit of everything in here. So the whole theme is beverages. Beer crates, clear bottles that fit inside. Wagon wheels and a bunch of tiny rats. Yeah. Scissor lift. Water slide decals for last month's ice machine. Well, that's pretty cool. There's a good selection in there, a bunch of different ones. And I already know a couple of things that I'm going to be doing with some of these because, I definitely need that ice machine outside of gas stations. So
I was trying to think, how do rats fit in with beverages? But now I know why, because there was a Fear Factor episode where they put rats in a blender, blended it up, and the contestants had to drink the rat juice. So that makes
what?
That in all ways.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
No.
Yeah, that's when I stopped watching Fear Factor. Grossest thing I've ever seen on TV.
It's also horrible to the rats.
Well, they were dead.
Well,
look it up.
That was layman. Ew.
It's bar themed. Oh, there's rats in bars, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Dirty bars.
Oh man. So that was the the February edition of the Mini of the Month Club. I think this is supposed to be February, which is neat. If you're interested, go to miniprints.com or miniprints.ca and you can sign up and you get one of those little packages delivered to you every single month. And usually there's a theme closer to Halloween and Christmas. They're usually themed around that as well. So you get some holiday stuff too. So that's very neat. Thank you, Mini Prints and Bernard. I don't like following a truck with a roll off bin on a highway. Okay. Yeah. So, would you like to share? Can we do new announcements with Mark? Are we going to do that now? Would you like to do that?
Let's do it.
Okay. So. New announcements with Mark. What has he got for us this month?
I like it. Hi, everyone. Here's Mark. I got new trains. I was telling Chris earlier that I have the last month maybe I've purchased 4 VIA locomotives. One being the switcher that you saw last live show. One being the new P482. I love the way wrap. I have another one of these P482. I pulled a James Galton. I bought two P482s, one in the blue scheme delivery, and of course I have the charger, the Via charger. And all four locomotives will not be featured in Roster Battle. What a segue! Roster Battle. Check out the video. Roster Battle. First battles happen tomorrow, March 1st. I think the video drops 7 a.m. It's good to go. Shameless plug.
I didn't have the theme music for that, so I'm sorry. I was actually, sorry.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to see it out of the package or not, but
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now this is so Athern. Is the switcher a Genesis model or is it just a regular Athern? Do you remember what it says on?
I don't think it's a Genesis. It came in like a non-Athern box. It came like in a Bachman box. If that makes any sense.
I do remember you showing it in the box, and I was like, "That's a very odd-looking box." I think a lot of these companies are like taking a step back with how they package their stuff.
It's probably cheaper. Let me just take out this foam.
While you're doing that, we actually have someone backstage, and we're just gonna bring him in real quick here. You know him. I know him. We all kind of know him.
There's some solid intro.
I just, I just, you're already awesome enough as it is, but I'm like, how can I make him even cooler? Rock music. So there you go. Did that live. I don't know.
There you go.
Hello, Tim. How
Tim's
are
wearing
you?
the Wish GVO shirt, buddy.
I didn't know they sold GVO on Wish. That's awesome.
I felt really left out.
I think I've got an extra one here somewhere. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I felt really left out, so I had to represent.
All good. It wasn't really planned. I didn't tell Mark to wear his shirt, and I just kind of,
You probably did. You probably did.
No, this was not planned.
No. Like, you better wear that.
No, it was like,
you better wear it.
It's on the contract.
The contract states I don't have to wear the shirt. It's just encouraged, and I forget sometimes. I didn't forget.
Pants are always optional, but he has to wear the shirt.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about some new models just before you got here, Tim. Yes.
Nice.
So it is nice. This is either the second or third run that Athern has done of these. Is there anything different about this one, or does it seem like the same tooling as the old ones?
I haven't seen the old ones, but I do know it's a lot more expensive than it was the first run.
This might be the first time it's done with sound too.
Okay.
I think all the old ones were just DC.
So small.
I think that one there. Do you remember when Bubs upgraded his and added the beacons on top there and whatnot?
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure the total amount that he paid for that is how much you paid for that.
Yeah. So Anthony's saying it's a Genesis, and Bubs is saying it's a ready to roll or ready to run.
I think the Genesis come in that blue box.
Yeah.
Where that one was, you said it was like a colorful box, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Hey Ray, how's it going?
I don't think it's Genesis.
I honestly to this day didn't realize that Via had switchers like that. But I guess it makes sense. You need switchers.
Well, they have them out in those are in Montreal. So
okay.
Yeah, they had I think 3 of them, and now they're down to either 1 or 2.
Yeah, because last year I toured the VIA maintenance facility in Toronto, but I didn't see any there.
No, they were just for Montreal. I don't know why Montreal had them opposed to Toronto having any, but
because they are fancy and French.
And I'll be honest, I'm not going to switch any VIA cars with this. I just bought this to be for my collection.
Fair enough.
They actually didn't even do that. Like there's 2 versions, and the only difference that I've noticed between the 2 versions is a very sharp blue line going right down the side, and that was only on one, and the other 2 numbers are just like what you have there, Mark. But they never did the blue one this time around because I think that was the one that's been scrapped, so they never bothered doing that one again, which sucks, but what can you do?
Yeah.
Hey, Derek, how's it going? But it's still nice. Have you had a chance to run it and whatnot? Is it smooth and whatnot? Do you like how she handles?
I like how she handles. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Hey now.
Peanut gallery.
They heard that.
Sorry.
Now there's been a lot of new N scale stuff that have actually showed up recently, and I'm not sure if you've had a chance to try them or see them there, Tim, but the barrel ore cars that Rapido did are apparently supremo in N scale. I like my HO ones, but
No,
the
I
N scale
promise I haven't bought any N scale in like a year. It's been a while. I've kind of waited because I don't have my layout up yet.
because you're slowly switching over to HO, right?
No.
Huh.
I do have a lot of HO in my garage right now, but none of it's mine. So
None of it's making you want to, come on over, as they say.
I mean, if I had more space, maybe, but you gotta think that whatever space I have, you have to cut that in half if you switch to HO, and that's a sad day.
It's
if
true.
I all of a sudden had like 2,000 square feet of space to work with, then yeah, maybe I would switch, but I'm happy with what I have, given the space that I have.
Well, that's cool. Now they do have the wide vision cabooses as well that just showed up in N scale as well. I wouldn't be surprised if I see you do some graffiti on some of those because
on a
the
caboose?
CP ones. Yeah, on some Mo. You want to do some Mo caboose graffiti? That'd be cool.
I haven't done very many caboose in the past.
No?
Oh. But I mean,
never say never.
I'll do whatever I need to do,
That's true. Did you finish that bridge? You were doing that bridge for somebody. Did you finish that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's where is it? I haven't unpacked since the show. Hang on.
Yeah, Tim. Mike says just drill some holes in your walls, man.
Yeah,
that's his answer for everything.
That would be fine. I'm very pro hole in the wall. However, I have to be authorized to use the space on the other side of said hole.
Right.
If I could I even said, like, I'll literally just run a loop track through your office and back into mine. And it's not going to affect your day-to-day at all. Like, nope, not going to go for it. So this is the bridge here.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, looks good.
And then, of course, had to represent. They make it like that on this side.
Nice.
Tumult.
That's what it is. Couldn't figure it out.
They make it like that.
Right.
You're bad with acronyms. What do you mean?
Mark, you also got a P42 there, right?
What was the question? Or was that? Oh, that was directed to. Never mind.
Sorry. I'll point at you. So if I do this, that's.
Oh, okay.
That's the
So
English.
those are really nice too.
French side. I just noticed that there's a blue strip on the top. One
Yeah, I
second.
think it's because they took the blue one and they wrapped the blue one, so that's the original color that the locomotive was or is.
Yeah,
Oh, that's very cool.
so heavy.
We've been
Happy
waiting a
Valley
long time for those.
Yeah.
Happy Valley is asking in the chat if I would switch to S scale and so that I could use my Hot Wheels. That's even bigger than HO.
Chris wants to know if you can get the Poppy one in VIA. So that was one of those models that they had announced that they were doing without actually getting any permission to be able to do that. Just like the Every Child Matters. However, it did just pop up recently that they are going to do the Every Child Matters CP locomotive in the orange. But I don't think that they got the permission to do the Poppy unit, and that's why these ones arrived. And then in a couple of weeks, you're probably going to start seeing both the blue VIA P42 and the green Renaissance version as well. They'll be showing up within a couple of weeks or so. Probably by the end of March, you'll see those in stores. But
So,
yeah, very unfortunate.
I will answer James' questions finally. So I subscribe to Paris Junction Hobbies. Thanks to James. I signed for the newsletter, and they sent me an email saying 20% off and free shipping. I was like, woo. And they had this one, the 911 and the 908 in stock. And I had it in my cart. I was like, no. I'm not going to get two of them. Took it out of my cart, and I deleted the email from Paris Junction Hobbies to kind of, not tempt me. Then I started talking to Chris, and I watched James live. And my wife kind of gave her blessing as well. And so I untrashed the email, put in a discount code. And that was just a couple of days ago. It was super fast shipping, free too. And here it is. And now they're sold out. You can't get any more. So
John
really
Garvin
cool.
is saying that the Canadian Legion owns the Poppy copyright. I didn't even know that the Poppy was copywritten.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So depending on how much the Legion would want per model, if it's donation wise or if it's the whole thing, if they say 100% of the proceeds have to go to the Legion, obviously that would deter Athearn from making any money from the models. So that's probably why they pulled the plug on that one. But they're not going to come out and say, well, we announced it without getting permission. They'll just slightly, remove it from the website, and hopefully everybody stops talking about it, right? It happens, though.
it's too bad.
Yeah. So now, besides the awesome models that you got there, Mark, you also did a video talking about a roster update, Super Bowl type madness that happens in March of some sort.
Super Bowl's football, Chris. God.
Sports Madness is what it's called.
Yeah.
Sports Madness in March.
So do you want to tell us all about this? This is going to be a big plug. I can put music behind it if you want. Not the same song that you used, but we can really get the hype train going for this thing, because I'm very excited for it.
This has been years in the making. I've been wanting to do it for a while now. But as you know, this is a busy time of year. New semester started. And I did want to kind of do it in March to coincide with the March Madness basketball playoffs. And so I finally did it. I think I bit off more than I can chew because, like I was telling you earlier before the show, I have to film 16 locomotives go around my layout. So I'm only halfway done. And I have more than 16 locomotives, so I have to choose 16 of my roster. So there's some that will not be featured, but I will feature them next year. So none of my switchers are going to be in the this year's roster battle. Some Santa Fe won't be featured, and like I said, all my new VIA, the Charger P482s, one of my F40s also not being featured, but 16 is a good start. And like I said, we'll see how this goes because next year I plan to make it even bigger and better, try and involve the community, get some other people involved. Because a lot of comments were saying, hey, there's no CSX or BNSF or CP rail. So it would be cool to get, 64 locomotives and get down to one.
Yeah, come on, Mark. You have to buy every single locomotive there is now that you're doing this.
Yeah. So I have a year to buy 16 more locomotives.
Challenge accepted.
What Laura doesn't know is that starting this means that you're obligated now to buy 16 locomotives per year.
Yeah. So, but now I know to start earlier, not start like just a week ahead of time to get all the filming done. Because I want to do a good job. Right now, I'm just pumping out quantity, not instead of quality. I will do some filming at Chris's layout for next year, hopefully, and different scenery, maybe even Dave's layout. But yeah, so 16 locomotives, and each week I hope to have it like the next bracket. So next week will be the 8 will advance, and then 4, then 2. So we'll see how it goes. So far, positive feedback. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been trying to find some music to go with the videos, and yeah, lots of filming, lots of editing, lots of work, but lots of fun too. And like I said, my live show last week, I'm editing videos again. It's a lot of fun. Get behind a laptop.
And how can the community get involved?
So the first 4 videos will feature 2 matches each. So there's 4 locomotives in 4 videos, being 16. So we're gonna vote twice in each video. Just leave a comment. And again, you can leave just a very quick comment or tell me why you chose those 2 locomotives. And then I'll pick the one with the most votes gets to go to advance to the next round.
Do you think the ultimate winner this year is initially going to face off against the winner next year in a all-out, brawl, something or other?
Well, thinking about that, I think the winner this year will probably be entered again next year to see if it can hold its spot as a champion. See how well it does. So, but yeah, I'm thinking again, which I haven't thought about videos in a long time. I used to always think about the next idea, the next video, but now I'm starting to think, how can I even make next year's better? So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
And when it comes to picking one's favorite, is there anything that we need to know as far as why we would pick that one? Or is it just, this one wins because I like how it smells when it comes out of the package? Like what is it? What are we doing here for that?
Well, yeah, ideally I would like you to say I choose this one because of this reason.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to. But again, it's just why you like it. It's nothing to do with how it runs, how it sounds. Because I thought about, should I compare? Like, almost like do a review, compare the features and stuff, but it's too much work. So just pick your favorite, tell me why, and I'll advance.
And these are all HO scale. You won't be putting any N scale or S scale into the mix. Maybe a G scale something, or.
Well, to be inclusive, I think next year I will invite other scales. Because again, we're not judging the scale or the functions or the features. We're just the actual locomotive. We'll see. We'll try it out.
Well, it'll definitely be fun and a heck of a lot more different than what most people will do. Especially because, I'm talking about doing a roster update myself because it's been years since I've done one, but mine is not as elaborate. Mine is just showing, it's like a show and tell thing, right?
Which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah. But I really like the idea of yours because it adds like, a bit more flavor to it and it gets people involved, which is really cool. Because then you get to hear what everybody else thinks about, the different types of locomotives that you have and stuff. So that's cool.
And the cool thing is, like, I forgot I had some of these locomotives. I was going through my drawers and like, oh yeah, this one. And I was running around and I was like, man, this is pretty sweet. So I'm very, very fortunate. I know I'm very fortunate to have so many locomotives to run, and most of them are in good condition. Some were a little like I was disappointed in some of them, and some need tweaking. But it was nice to kind of force me to go through my roster and go through my collection and see what's good, what's not. But yeah, I was like, well, yeah, this one, jeez, pretty nice.
Dare I ask how many you actually have, if you know, and you're willing to share?
Well, definitely 16.
More or less.
20, 24. Probably between 25 and 28, I think.
That seems like a good amount. You've got a good selection too, right? All the different Santa Fe's, CNs, Vias as well, of course.
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate. And for the roster battle, if you notice, I have 4 groups. I'm trying to group them, which will be different for the next round because right now, one group is like 4 Via locomotives, but then the winner of that 4 will advance and face off against a CN locomotive. So it won't be as cool. But next year, I'm already planning. One group will be all switchers. I have 4 switchers. That's going to be a category, and probably another 4 Via. Getting pretty fortunate, and hopefully another 4 Santa Fe. And then maybe, I can tap on Dave or Bob's shoulder for some 4 CP. We'll see.
Yeah, I might need a year before you see CP on my layout. So. We'll see. What's that, Tim?
I said leave CP out of it.
I've been trying to talk to these guys and be like, you know what? I don't know what to tell you guys. CN's right there. You just gotta make the jump. Yeah. But I think Bubs does have some CN though, so he's off the hook.
CN is just so pretty. I love
Zebras
it.
for days.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of CP, I really wanted to run my, the military unit one. What was it? The 2222 or something.
7022.
Thank you. The gray and red one. I really wanted to involve it this year's roster battle, but I didn't know which category to put it in, so that will have to be entered sometime in the future.
How about just pretty locomotives? It's a pretty one.
Non-CN locomotives.
Bubs is saying you need to have a veteran unit.
I could do that. Yeah, I got four veteran unit locomotives.
I got some veteran units that I can lend you too.
I was gonna say if you needed another one, just wait till you get your bootleg Poppy locomotive.
Bootleg.
Yeah, off the back of some guy's truck. He got it before they pulled the plug.
Dun, dun, dun.
String him a briefcase full of cash.
Uh-oh. Speaking of illegal activity, Tim, you've been working on a Tower of Power. Let me can we talk about that? Can you show us anything? Can you
We can talk about it. We could talk about it. I hope to have a video coming out tomorrow about part 2, but you can have a little teaser, I suppose.
Ooh.
The fortunate 30 that are watching now. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's been behind me the whole time.
Play the music.
I gotta play the music?
I don't need music. In a world where the artists take over. That's the music.
it was cool at the beginning. I feel like
Sunday.
so you've got like so all the plexiglass. Is it plexiglass that you're using?
Yeah. So here, I'll just show you. Hang on. First of all, this is what I bought at the show. I got some N scale nonsense. But
all the N scale stuff is nonsense. I mean, it's cool.
So I have these. These are all buckets of windows.
Jeez.
That's a lot of windows.
They're all separated because they have detail on them. They're etched with the that's upside down. They're etched with the door and then like window panes all the way across. I still have to clean them all. They have like a bit of residue from being lasered. So I have a left and a right version of those for every single, like for the left side and the right side of the building. And then also because the balconies are L-shaped, I then have the side that goes on the other side. Sorry, my camera's backwards. So if you see me like, yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
We know your
like
secrets.
almost 200 individual windows that all need graffiti. I've done one so far. And we could just stick that in there like that.
Now, obviously for the people that have no idea what we're talking about, which I'm sure they do if they watch the news.
Yeah.
Where's it located?
So Oceanwide Plaza is a 3-towered condominium complex that is under construction, but the construction company is from China, and they ran out of money. I've heard it said that it is money laundering, but I'm not 100% sure. And they pulled the plug in 2019, and it's been sitting vacant, unfinished for 5 years.
Wow.
And I don't know when it all started, but it's fairly recent that graffiti artists just started to break in and start doing some graffiti. And then word got out. Before you know it, every single balcony on all 3 towers and then some, like even down the sides of like the concrete on the sides, people have been walking out onto the ledges. I should just be filming this for my video because I have to finish filming it when we're done here. But like people have been walking out on these ledges with no safety or anything, like 40 floors up. Like it's insane. Just getting graffiti in places that no one ever thought there would ever be graffiti. And police have been arresting them. And then they say, hey, company in China that could care less about their construction project anymore, do you want to press charges on the vandalism that's been going on? And they say, no, go ahead, whatever. And so then the police have nothing to do but to just let them go. So then word got out even more that you're not going to get in trouble if you come and graffiti these towers. So it's just gone insane. I think that the city of Los Angeles finally said, listen, you guys have got to deal with this building or else we're just going to have to take over. And they gave them a deadline. And as far as I know, that deadline has passed and now they're just full-time surveilling the building. But one thing that I've heard is that now that it's like harder to get in and out, people are actually sneaking in and then base jumping off of the building.
Jeez.
And like parachuting down to get away. Because if you can parachute down and land like 3 blocks away, then you're free and clear.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
That sounds like fun, but I like the there was a couple of the graffitis that I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but there was a couple of the throw ups that were done where they are basically right above each other and it makes one like 5 floors make one picture,
it vertical. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
I love that.
That
looks
replicate
so sick.
that on this. But a little bit about this. This is my N scale replica. It's not it's not finished, obviously. I still have to put 25% of the balconies on, and like this panel here, I have to do the other side. I have it strategically placed so that it looks nice. And then my plan is to obviously do all of the graffiti all the way around, even though you're not going to see it all on my layout. In case I take it to a show, I can put it on a little carousel or something, have it rotate. And then I want to put chain link fence around it, because there's chain link fence around the real one, and it's all covered in graffiti as well, like abandoned construction equipment and all that kind of stuff. And I want to eventually, I don't know when this will happen, but I want to eventually 3D print the remaining few floors, because it's unfinished. So the top like 6 floors or so is all exposed beams.
Oh, neat.
So I'm hoping to model and then 3D print that, and then that's more graffiti. Because even
And maybe
that's
a little
covered in
base
graffiti.
jumper
Sorry?
coming out of a little base jumper as well,
I might do
jumping
a
off
base
the top.
jumper. I might do a base jumper, because it's like the whole thing is like this absolutely insane story that like you have to see it to believe it. It's so unreal that this is even happening. And
That's really cool.
I posted a few pictures of it on Reddit, not just in like dioramas or model trains or anything like that, but like in like the Los Angeles subreddit and like stuff like that. And people are like, oh my goodness, I see this every day, and it's so insane. Like, I don't know what's happening to our city.
Yeah.
Like, because it's
when
right
I had
downtown.
seen it on the, like I had seen it on the news, and you're the first person I thought of, but for some reason in my head I just didn't say anything. And then you had messaged me like not even 2 weeks. It was probably about a week later or within the same week, saying, check this out. And I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Well, I the first time I heard about it, a guy I work with showed it to me because he knew about what I do and stuff. So he's like, yo, you gotta see this. I'm like, okay. I checked it out. I'm like, okay, so now I have to build that. And he just laughed. He's like, yeah, you kind of do. He's like, are you gonna do it? I'm like, I have to. And then sure enough, like 2 days later, N-Scale Dystopia showed it to me, and then like a day after that, somebody else showed it to me, and then it kept, because I was looking at it, then it kept popping up in my feed, and then I filmed part 1 of building this. It's on my channel now. Shameless plug. I filmed.
You can throw your channel up, or Mark, if you have his channel, throw it in the.
I'm on it.
Oh,
done.
Thanks, Mark. I put part 1 up on my, or sorry, I filmed part 1, and like the night before it went live, Forever DC 302 texted me and sent me more footage of it, and he's like, you gotta check this out. And I'm like, dude, just wait till tomorrow. So it's like it's becoming the talk of the town. Like, it's all over the news now and stuff. So that's why I'm really pushing to get part 2 out, because part 1 kind of ends with just like the bare MDF and like nothing's painted and stuff. Now this part 2 is going to be like the painting process and assembly, and then I plan on hopefully in at least like a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how long it's going to take. I hope to have another one coming out with all the graffiti.
That's cool. Yeah, how many hours do you think goes into something like that?
I think so far I have about 11 or 12 hours into it.
Dang.
And then I don't know how long it's going to take to do the graffiti, because the thing about the graffiti is like I can't do my typical process of like pencil sketches and stuff like that, because I'm going directly onto acrylic. So it's going to all have to be paint markers.
Mm-hmm.
But like this one that I did here, it took me, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. But even still, that's like 2,000 minutes. If I do it 10 minutes a piece.
That's crazy.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can really tell the love and whatnot that goes into it, and I can't wait to see when it's done. So it'll look really, really cool.
Oh, for sure. And it's funny too, because like I always planned on having a city scene on my layout, but I never really planned it farther than that. It's just like, well, graffiti's in the city, so I'm gonna have to model the city.
That's
and now
true.
it's like, okay, well, this is the center, and then I'm gonna have to branch out from there. It's like it's already been decided.
I bet it has a good amount of weight to it too, being you said it was made from MDM or MDF?
Yeah, so it's all 1/2-inch MDF. It's probably, what does it weigh? Yeah, probably 6 or 8 pounds, maybe.
Right on. Yeah. So it won't be sitting on a shelf layout. You're gonna have to have because I mean that'll add like a lot of weight to the layout, right?
Oh yeah,
So,
but I build stuff strong. It'll be all right.
good.
Because the thing is, I like the process of building this because it's literally just a box and then I added detail to it. So
Yeah.
I can build an MDF box in 10 minutes. Like this one took longer because I did all the slots for the balconies, but just a box, like just MDF box would take like 10 minutes to make. You just run it through the table saw and glue it up.
Nice.
So then you just add details after that. Whereas like if you're gluing all bits and pieces together, you got to, when you're making a kit, it's a little more tedious. Whereas this, if I didn't do all those slots, like the actual glue up process took me, like I said, 10 minutes. And then I had a building.
And you still have quite a bit more to do, right? So.
Oh yeah. But the easy part's done.
That's cool. And you were just recently at the what town was that? Port something?
Port Hope.
Port Hope. There we go. Port Hope train show. And because I see Mike was asking how is your graffiti stock?
Oh, my graffiti stock. It's coming along. I was able to do, I think, 3 cars at the show. Like I've completed 3 HO scale cars and 1 N scale car. I just haven't posted them on Etsy yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another, I think about 12 HO cars coming down the pipeline, and another 3 N scale cars. So when as soon as they're done, they'll go up on the store as well.
And just for a bit of context for those who don't know, Tim, obviously he'll take cars, he'll do his own graffiti and weathering on them, and he puts them up for sale. So if you want him to do anything for you, you obviously have to reach out for him to do your current stock, but he also sells his own stuff as well.
Yeah, so cool. I can actually give you a quick little preview.
I need a poppy here. I need a poppy, Tim.
I could put a poppy on it.
Put a poppy on there.
So, okay. So here we go. Quick little preview of what's going to be on the Etsy store. We have this one, which if you follow my channel and you've seen Third Rail Thursday, I did this one live.
Let me go full screen
for
you. There you go.
So this Intermountain hopper car, CP rail. There's graffiti on both sides. I'm not going to bother opening it right now just because I'm not fully set up since the show, so I don't have a lot of table space right now.
I like that you put your sticker on the box as well to let them know that's your piece.
A little bit of me, and then we have another hopper. I got a lot of hoppers right now because I do. This is an Athern. I really like how this one turned out, despite blowing a fuse while I was working on it.
That was really nice too.
And then where's another one? Oh, here, I could show you the N scale one. Let me find it here. And I got a N scale one as well.
Sweet.
I need to make this side. I need to make smaller stickers for the N scale boxes. Because the HO ones, they fit so perfectly in the corner like that. Nice little logo on the side. And then these ones I had to like Just slap it on there right over the Atlas logo.
How does one
That's
get one of
cool.
those angry spray can stickers?
Well, I haven't figured that all out yet. I want to do the whole sticker trade thing because it seems like everybody that's cool is doing sticker trading.
Yeah, in 2023.
I know.
Way to be late to the party, Tim.
In 2023, I'm late to the game, but let me just have a sip of my water here. Real quick.
You have way too many stickers. Way too many stickers.
Is that part of your I drink it like that collection?
Yeah, it's the they stay hydrated like that collection.
Nice.
Yeah, so I want to do the sticker trade thing, but I also, before I do that, I'm gonna get a PO box, just because, you know, don't necessarily want the whole world to have my home address. I'm sure you guys understand. So I'm gonna get a PO box, and once that happens, you guys can send me stickers, and if you send me one, I'll send you one back.
I'm picturing your kids at school with Valentine's Day cards.
And they use the sticker to like hold them close.
Yeah. Free marketing, baby.
My son, he's really funny because you could tell he was a little bit nervous to ask, but he saw, like, I brought home a big like tube because I had them all rolled up in a big sheet. So I had this tube of stickers, and there was like 50 of them that you could see the way that it was rolled up. And he's like, he's like, Daddy, he's like, do you think that maybe when I get a case for my guitar, that maybe I could possibly put one of those stickers on it that's of your YouTube logo that maybe I could put on my guitar case?
Cute.
And it would be really cool, just like how you have stickers on your guitar case. And he really like played it, like tried to reason with me why he needed the sticker so bad. I'm like, you can have 30 stickers. Like, I didn't say that because I don't want to waste them, but yeah, you can have a sticker, of course. But I told him, like, if you get a sticker, it has to go somewhere special because it's not just like a random sticker that you get at a doctor's office or something like that. Mm-hmm. That being said, I did drop some off at my doctor's office. No, I'm kidding.
The only prescription I need is will you make it like that? Terrible.
But yeah, no, it's fun. And like, sorry, I just needed a little bit more water. Just a little. No, I got so many just because the deal was really good. I went through a printer that we deal with work, so I was able to get a really good deal. So if anyone needs stickers printed, let me know. I'm passing those savings on to you. Anyone?
I get the reference. Well, that's cool. It sounds like you guys have been up to quite a lot recently, and I don't think you went over it a lot on your live there, Mark, but it looks like you've been working on the layout. I see a lot more greenery. It's the kind of thing that I've been pushing Dave to do. Yeah, because I mean, he's got like a lot of the chocolate covered hills, you know, and I'm saying you got to add some greenery, man. But it looks like a lot of your front yards are done, and everyone's got a front lawn, and it looks really good.
Yeah, thank you. I like, again, running these trains, I realized I don't have much scenery in it. It would be nice to run these trains behind some scenery instead of a blank drywall or the plaster cloth. So,
well, Mike HO Trains, he always calls them signature scenes, where you know you pick your whatever your place is on the layout where you would be taking the pictures, and then you do whatever, like full on detail it, whatever you need to do to bring it to that next level. And then when you do your photos and whatnot, it just makes it look really good. And I've been trying to do some of that with certain areas on my layout with, of course, you guys saw me doing the trees and whatnot last month, adding a lot of the super trees and making somewhat of a forest kind of area, a tree line, if you will. And then, of course, as well with the paper mill, I've been working on the paper mill a lot this past month, just trying to get it to that next point where I can start moving from the back of the layout forward and just trying to bring things to life, just set things in stone and,
it looks good.
Thanks. It, it takes a lot of time. Especially with the fact that, if you're detailing a building, you got to take into consideration all the piping and all the railings and all the other little tanks and detail parts that you have to add just to make it a little bit more convincing, right?
Yeah.
So it does quite a bit.
What's your process? Look at real photos, prototype photos?
I did take a look online for different paper mills and whatnot in Canada. There's one out in BC, which is the one that I've been mostly looking at, it's called Canfor. Okay. And they've got a craft mill and whatnot as well, where most of the mixing goes on with all the chemicals and stuff. So basic look of their buildings it's almost like a whitish cream. Again, it's a very hard thing to do, and I don't know how Tim does it, because when you're taking a look at the color of a building, the lighting outside, depending on time of day and whatnot, it could be a different variation of a shade, you know what I mean? So it's very hard to pinpoint certain colors and what they actually are, depending on the picture, right?
What you have to do is you have to decide which hour and which day of the week you're modeling. So, like, my layout is going to be Wednesday at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Wednesday at 3.
So that way, whenever you take footage of real stuff, so that you can get the color reference, you just have to go out on Wednesdays at 3:00 in the afternoon.
That's fair.
It's a tight window, but it really makes a difference.
For me, I think it's because my layout is based off of like mid to late September to mid October. It's vague in the sense where that's a big window, because you're getting the end of summer to the beginning of fall, and you kind of see that transition as you go from the bottom of the layout to the top of the layout. But it's tough because it's such a long spread between the levels. So trying to pace it out the best I can without overdoing anything.
So are you doing different seasons on different levels? Is that what I heard?
More or less, like when you're on the bottom part of the level, or when you're on bottom level, you're early mid September.
Okay.
So you're still getting a lot of the greenery, but it's a deeper green. And then as you're going to the top, and I'm pretty sure by the time you get to the top of my layout, so the very top level, you're going to start seeing more orange and red and yellow leaves, opposed to more green. But yeah, that's kind of the plan, hopefully.
That's awesome. I never realized that you were doing that.
Well, the top level, I haven't done too much with it yet. I think I've been spending way more time with the bottom level and like the mid level, because while I'm doing, trying to keep to the seasonal look of it, I'm still trying to, put my track down and make sure that my industries work. And of course, having, Bubs come over is a big help, because, you see somebody else running trains on your layout and how they do it, and then you can make your adjustments accordingly. Like, I had way too much going on in my paper mill area for what should have been. It's great for switching, but reaching in and uncoupling cars and whatnot can be kind of a hassle if you've got a lot going on in the foreground. So I'm making all the foreground stuff lower, and then I'm just keeping all the background buildings and whatnot higher, so that you're not hitting anything or toppling anything in the front, or things aren't getting in the way.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I try.
I model summer because I like summer and I don't want it to end. And in Canada we get summer for 5 minutes, so you make the best of it. So it's funny because I've always thought about modeling other seasons, but I don't want to fully commit to having them full time in my basement. I mean, like I have snow, like the Woodland Scenic snow. Because like I used to make trees for people and they wanted winter, like snow covered trees. But I don't think I would ever want to have snow on my layout, because it's like, why would I want to commemorate the worst season of the year?
Yeah.
Well, there was a layout that I had seen where they had it was almost like a shadow box style. It looked like a picture frame that was cut out of the fascia. And the train would just run through and disappear. So it'd be out a tunnel, into a tunnel, and you've got about 2 to 3 feet of track. It's just a single track there. But within that little diorama, which is built into the layout, was just a winter scene. It's just, there it is,
That's the NS modeler, right? NS 64 or NS modeler, the kid there, and his father, isn't it?
Yeah. I believe so. And I think that's enough winter for a layout, to be honest. Like if you wanted to dabble, without doing a whole layout in winter, which I think could be
a great idea.
Not
even a season, but just a diorama. Sorry, Tim, to cut you off, but
that's okay.
If you don't do a season, but even just like like Tim's, like if you want to do as part of LA, like or something that does not really fit your layout, but diorama. I know Dave Cole wants to do something like that, so we'll see if he pulls it off.
I know he was leaning more towards doing fall. I'm not sure where he's at with that, but I mean, I love the idea of doing fall because I love the leaves and whatnot. I always make a point to go for a drive out to Lark when it's October-ish, because you see all the leaves and it looks really nice. But I've seen Dave Fallowfield's layout, and his is like a very fall layout, but it's so like there's a lot of brown to it and whatnot, and I don't know, it looks very not eerie, but it looks very, I'm not sure the word.
I know what you mean.
As long as you know what I mean. But I like the idea of having a bit of a transition between seasons. That's kind of, it builds to a story, right? But just thought I'd give it a shot because I don't want to do a whole layout in fall, and I just think too much greenery as well could be a bad thing. So I wanted to do a couple of different variations per level, right?
Of course.
So, but it's an adventure either way. I should have a layout update next week. I'm pretty sure today's the last day of the month, right? So next month sometime I'll do a layout update, which will show a lot of the work that I've done lately. But it's fun. It's fun chipping away at it, doing things that kind of really just pulling things together and finalizing areas, because I hate letting it sit for too long,
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll do the top level at some point and get that going, but my focus has been elsewhere. So
the pyramid has the loading docks with the lights above it, right? Those little green lights.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole thing. Like that's your shipping and receiving there, right? And that's more or less the paper delivery part, right? Where if you're just going off of the Walthers kits, that was the big brick building, but that is such a big kit, and I still have it. It's in the back room there. But it's such a massive kit that it takes up so much real estate, where even doing it as a backdrop building, it's still, you got to have enough room for that. So that's why I had to take a lot of those kits and either, cut them down the middle and put them as a backdrop building, or more or less make it into a flat in order to just, this represents this, more or less. And you're looking at an entire paper mill from the side. Because when you look at actual paper mills, like bird's eye view, like when you're on Google Earth and whatnot, it takes up a lot of room. There's a lot of space there, so you really have to dumb it down. I'm sure if I was doing N scale, I could fit a full paper mill in that area, but otherwise, like Tim said, you basically have to, you cut your space in half when you go HO, and then you just kind of have to make adjustments from there, right?
People don't realize they make big buildings in the world. Like trains are small. That's the thing. People are like, oh, trains are so big. No, trains are like one of the smallest things on your layout.
Well, it was like when Denny was building the was that a hotel or
Royal
just an
York.
office building? The Royal York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that building is massive. Actually, I drove past it yesterday and was thinking, like, man, that building is like bigger than I expected, because like it's been dwarfed by all the rest of the buildings around it now, but it literally was like the biggest building in Canada for a long time.
Jeez.
Yeah. Even huge. I think he said he had to dumb down the Fairmont as well.
Yeah, no, that's the one, Fairmont, Royal York.
Then what's the other building that he did? It was like a giant square footprint.
Union Station, probably.
No, this was something. No. This was way over on the left side of his building.
Oh, that was a condo. He just did a basic condo.
Just a condo, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the Royal York, he had to shrink the height of it by half.
Yeah.
So if it's I think 22 or 24 inches tall right now in N scale. So in actual 1-to-1 N scale, it would be almost 4 feet tall.
Jeez.
So that means in HO scale, if you built it to scale, it'd be about 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
You'd have to do your layout on the floor.
Well, even with that one place that's downtown Toronto there, the my Miniature Canada or whatever it's
Little
called.
Canada.
Yeah, the CN Tower is actually N scale.
Yeah.
Size.
Because it's 8 feet tall. It's 16 feet tall in N scale. So if it was prototypical to the HO scale layout, it would be 32 feet tall.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no space for that.
No.
And the footprint too, like it's not just taller, but it's also way wider. And as it is now, I'm pretty sure that the footprint of the CN Tower is like 3 or 4 feet across in N scale.
Yeah, which, even if you're doing a layout like mine, if I was to attempt to put a CN Tower in, you would literally just see the base and be like, what's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
it would just... Yeah, it would be impossible to just look at it and say, oh, I know what that is. Unless you put a Ripley's Aquarium right at the front, but it's like...
At work, last year, we 3D printed a model of the Rogers Center. For those of you who don't know, that's like our local baseball stadium. And it's huge.
I miss when it was the Sky Dome.
I know, back in the day. But we 3D printed that for a company that wanted to use it as like a decor piece. Mm-hmm. And I tried to figure out the ratio because I'm like, this is really cool. It looks like N scale. No, it was actually Z scale or Z scale, depending on where you live. It's a Canadian building, so it was Z scale. So I tried to explain that to the people I worked with. I actually brought in some N scale and was like, look, this is a pickup truck. And this building is actually half the size of what it should be. It was huge.
Now, speaking of kits, I do have a live that I don't have an exact date for this yet. I know I mentioned it probably last Sunday because every Sunday I do the brunch kit builds, and we've done a few of the group kit builds in the past where we will all pick one kit and work on that every single Sunday, and you'll see by the end of it, you'll see a couple of different versions of the same kit. The hobby shop, there was the house, Mark's parents' house, we did that one. And then, the car shop or the loco shop we did as well. But we have one that we're going to do, and it's a wood kit, because we've been meaning to do a wood kit for a while, and it was requested by Wigwag, because Wigwag loves his wood kits, and he wanted to get in on that. So I promised that we would do a wood kit, but I'm going to do one better. So the kit that we're going to do is by ITLA, and I got a chance to talk with Nick from ITLA. He's done work with us in the past, and he's a really cool dude. And he's what we're going to do is one Sunday he's going to come onto the brunch build, and he's going to talk about different tips and techniques when it comes to building wood kits. And he's really going to break it down for us so that even beginners, someone who's never done a wood kit before, can learn how to do it and do it properly and still have an amazing looking model by the end of it. So if you've ever thought about doing a wood kit and you've just been like, well, I mean, it's kind of out of my skill level, don't worry about that, because we'll show you how you can do it and do a really good one. We were planning on doing the ITLA York Industries kit. It's a modular kit, so you can either do it as a backdrop or you can do it as a 3D building, which is really neat. That kit itself is 124 Canadian. And then when you're going through the checkout, if you decide that you want to get that kit, it gives you the option for a couple of extra pieces for it. For example, there's a wall detail kit, which you get some venting and whatnot, which makes it look really nice. There's a loading dock interior, which you can technically get that by itself. So if you're making a building and you want to have the loading dock door open, you put the little inside, it's almost like a fake inside to the building, and you put that on the inside of it, so it looks like the door is open and you can see what's going on inside.
Yeah.
And there's also a roof HVAC ducting system that you can get as well for the kit, which all in all would be about $188, all in for all that. But if you do want to get one of these kits and you want to join us, I mean, everybody's obviously welcome to watch the presentation live. But then the following week, we'll be starting the group build on the York Industries kit with everything that we've learned from Nick. So stay tuned, because I'll let you guys know when that's going to be. Given scheduling, we were originally going to do it in March, but Nick is out of the country, so it might get pushed to April, maybe May, depending on when we can kind of get this thing done. So hopefully in the near future, but it's definitely something to look forward to, especially if you are a fan of wood kits, building kits, all that type stuff.
I'll be watching. Worth the wait.
Yeah.
I've literally never done a wood kit before. Unless you count like those little Osborne kits, but not like a full structure or anything like that.
Same here. I did so Mini Prince did it's like a trailer, and ITLA included a little wooden deck with the trailer, which was really neat.
Nice.
That's the only wood kit I've ever done is the little deck. So I'm excited to do a full scale building that you have to paint and detail and whatnot. So it'll be really fun to do. So.
I was going through some stuff that I still have at my parents' house. I should have actually grabbed them, but I found some old Osborne kits that I bought years ago when I still lived with my parents. So this was like over 10 years ago now. And I don't know if they still make them or not, but I have a pack of those little construction like jersey barriers, not the concrete ones, but the like the two A-frames and then the 2x4.
I have one of those too.
But it's in N scale, they're like this big.
Can't imagine.
Like they're like an eighth of an inch tall. They're so small.
Dang.
I should have grabbed them though. I don't know why I didn't. They're not doing me any good there.
Can you put graffiti on them?
I don't know.
No, that's why.
Maybe a couple tags.
Yeah.
You see that
Right
sort of thing.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I don't know. There's so many things to do as far as with the hobby and whatnot, and I know even some stuff that's coming out within the next couple of weeks. Just my wallet's already crying because obviously with the P42s and the Jeep 9 that's going to be showing up, and yeah, like you got yours. I'm waiting on mine, but I said I'd never buy another Athearn too. You know that, right?
I know. I have the text. Right? I have the text.
I'm so, Mr. Chris. I'm gonna break contract, but I do have to jump off.
No,
that's
it's
fine.
It's an hour. You're good. You met
Yeah,
that.
Sorry.
1 hour. You're good.
Oh,
you
wait,
guys
I guess
can,
I got
you guys can definitely keep going, but I gotta run.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you coming up, and
First, I'd like to thank my wife and my kids, my daughter. I'd also like to thank my mom.
well, Tim, we'll actually be on your channel next week.
That's right.
Yeah, Third Rail Thursday. Do you have plans? What are your plans before you go? You got to let us know what you're planning on doing.
Next week, I'm gonna do some end scans for myself because it's my birthday stream.
Wait, next week is your birthday show?
Yeah. Remember our birthday?
Thursday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Well,
You're the 15th,
I remember,
right?
of course.
You're the 15th. I'm the 7th.
Yes.
So there you have it. We go through this every year. This will be my 3rd year doing my stream on my birthday.
Just remember, Happy Birthday is a copyrighted song. So they will boot
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't need to sing it to myself.
Yeah.
It's all good.
That's fair. All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. Happy early birthday.
Well,
and
thank you.
we'll see you next Thursday over on your channel. If you guys don't already follow Tim, make sure you do because he's always doing cool stuff.
Oh, before I go. Sorry.
Nope, you're cut off.
Shameless
We got to
plug.
play his. No, he's gone.
I'm here.
And that was Tim from They Make It Like That. And stay tuned for more from him. Oh, he's back.
You could win this. You could win it. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a video on my channel. You could win this car.
Now, if you happen to throw the link up there, just make sure that everyone knows which video it is.
Oh yeah,
But,
here, let me find it.
As soon as you get to how many subscribers?
2,500.
2,500
Easy.
subscribers,
Easy.
and you'll be giving that away. So
I'm like 420-ish away. We can do it.
Nice. That's not bad. That's not bad
We
at
can
all.
do it. I'll put the link though. Here, hang on 1 second.
Almost.
There's the video. I'm gonna copy the link, and then I really do have to go. I'm sorry. I would stick around, but I have to go.
Well, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. It's good to
Oh,
see
no
you.
problem. Let's do this again sometime.
How about in a month?
All right.
March 28th?
8.
8th?
Yeah.
March 28th.
Okay. Very good. Maybe by then I'll have my own swag.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Have a good evening, gentlemen.
You as well. Thank you for
All right.
joining us.
All right.
Yeah.
Cake tear. I got a train to catch.
Ha!
Terrible.
Speaking of copyright,
Yeah, I know, right? What a shyster that guy.
jeez.
Just the worst. He's just the worst.
Oh, he's still there. Well, obviously, we went over quite a bit of stuff there, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited because there's a lot, coming down the pipe. But of course, with everything going on next month, and I mean next month is in April, we'll see what happens. But hopefully by the end of March, I'll have a better idea of what's going on, and we can just clarify everything on the GVO After Dark at the end of the month. But
Yeah.
let everybody know.
Worst case scenario, James and I can just carry on and just Dundas After Dark.
Dundas After Dark.
We'll have to do it.
I don't know what song. What do you think we would use for James's intro?
Oh.
I just, could be, something like. Welcome to Dundas Junction, Model Railroad. My name is James. He's got a loop now, so that's pretty cool.
It's very cool. It's nice.
I was talking to him Well, I was talking to him the other day because it's been 2 years since he tore down his old layout.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 years.
Can't even imagine. Well, I mean, I kind of went through the same thing, but it took a while to get the full loop on mine, but that's cool. And they're coming up too. They're on Monday, so I'm excited to see. I think we'll be on Mike's channel though this coming Monday.
I think so.
I'm right about that.
Mike's turn.
Yeah. Now, did you have any videos coming out recently? Now, I know you said that tomorrow morning is episode 1.
The first 2 matches debut. I think it's I forget which ones. I apologize, but there's one is the M420 by Rapido.
Mm-hmm.
That's up against I think an Atlas GP38 maybe. That's one battle, and then the other one is 2 Santa Fe's. I want to say Atherd and Atlas. So, and the only thing I didn't post in the video was the closing, like when the voting closes. I haven't decided when that's going to happen yet, but I'll have to edit it. Let's see. Usually, I don't know about you, but I find that once I post a video in the first, 10 hours maybe, I get all my comments, most of my views. And then after that, it kind of trickles in. So
it depends, because even when I do shorts, it'll be a short that I'm like, this isn't gonna do well, and then it like surpasses all the rest of them.
Yeah.
And when you look at the views, because I try to do all of mine the same in the sense where When they go live, it's normally 7 a.m. I always have them preset. So,
Yeah.
you know, you wake up in the morning, you're having your coffee. What's that? GVO put a short out.
Yeah.
This just got things going here. So I don't know, but it's very random. Some will have like 50 views and some will have 500 views. You really can't tell.
I know.
And you can't predict that stuff.
Yeah.
But they do help a lot. It's something that you had mentioned to me a while ago. You said, well, do some shorts. And I'm like, oh, do I have to? It just sounds like a lot of, extra work. But it's fun. And, you do see a lot more interaction sometimes with something like that. So you never know.
Yeah. They're pretty easy to put out. I should put out more, but yeah, they do help.
And other than your video tomorrow morning, anything else? Anything that we should look forward to?
Well, if all goes well, there'll be a video Saturday morning as well for the other 2 matches, and that will be the other 2 categories: 2 6-axle CNs.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did Walthers and Athearn, maybe, and then 2 Vias, the Battle of the F40s.
Uh-oh.
People like the Kool-Aid train. Lots of comments for the Kool-Aid train. So it's Kool-Aid against the original, excuse me, I think the delivery scheme and the F40, the Renaissance scheme.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah.
I think the M420 is going to win everything. I think that is going to be this year's winner.
Oh, yeah?
It's a very, given the fact, yes, I like Rapido. Yes, I like the M420. Yes, it's a CN. This is a completely, off the cuff kind of, I think it's going to win. I think it's going to be a big favorite of everybody's. That's my prediction. You can write that down. We'll see what happens, but
you're locked in.
Do you have one? Do you agree, disagree? I couldn't be farther than the truth. What is your thought on that?
I have one that I want to win, but I'm thinking Kool-Aid has a good chance just because of the comments, but I don't know.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see the Kool-Aid being popular just for the fact that it's Kool-Aid. So yeah.
It's different. Oh, John says LRC for the win.
That wasn't an option, John. Unless it was. I don't think it was.
It's in there.
It is in there? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's in the 16.
John's ahead of the game. He knows. All right. Well, besides that, obviously you got a couple of videos coming out real soon for everybody, but we will be back next week over on Tim's channel. They make it like that, and we will see you next month. So thank you to Tim for showing up. Thank you to Mark. And thank you to everybody watching at home. I think we covered everything. Is that it?
I think so.
All right.
Roll the credits.
All right, Mark, you have yourself a great night.
You too, Chris.
Wait, I think it's a bit. We need something a bit happier.
What the heck?
I'm having too much fun with this. I'm sorry. GVO After Dark. See, now we didn't have the strobe light like what Mike had, but I think this is fun too. This could be fun. This could be a thing. Everybody, have yourselves a great night. Thanks for watching.